What is going on, guys? Another Saints Row video. This is talking about the future of the Saints Row and, what's next for the Saints Row. Now, obviously, they haven't said anything. They're not going to this early after, they release one game. But I'm going to tell you what I believe is going to happen. And, in theory, basically. So, I don't believe they should follow up from this one and continue on with this story. What I mean is like take these same characters and do a sequel to this one and follow up with this. I think they should just leave that alone. I don't believe that would work. I think it just wouldn't. If they did that, you would certainly need to either use different writers, just change everything up. And if you're changing everything up anyway, why continue with the same thing? You're better off just doing something else. And you obviously ain't gonna do another reboot and start over with new characters. That would be absolute. That would be really ridiculous. So I believe they're going to pick up from Saints Row 1, Saints Row 2. I think they're gonna either do a remaster or a rebuild of those versions of Saints Row. Now, I think by not doing a Saints Row 2 remaster, I think they're losing a lot of money because I'm certain that would do huge numbers, especially a remastered Saints Row 2. You remastered 3 and 4, for newer consoles. I don't know why you wouldn't do it for Saints Row 2, which was before that one. And Saints Row 2 is probably, I think this is unarguable. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Saints Row 2 is like the all-time Saints Row favorite from the fans. I think no other Saints Row game did better than that one. And this game has a sensitivity problem when it comes to touching stuff. Sometimes when you're driving cars, other cars explode. Now we gotta leave because we just exploded a gas pump. Not sure how, but we did just by tapping it. That's how this game is. It's kind of sensitive in that way. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I believe they will do a remastered or rebuild of Saints Row 2. I would prefer a rebuild. Take those same villains from Saints Row 2, Marrow, and I'm having trouble remembering their names. I know the Brotherhood and the Sons of Samdi and the other Japanese group. The name of the group is slipping my mind for some reason. But that to me was excellent. That those enemies, especially the Brotherhood, Marrow, the dialogue was excellent. Maybe you can take the same audio from that and just copy it over and just use an upgraded graphics, upgraded controls, upgraded, city model, just the same way you did Saints Row 3rd. You see, you took the same city and you just enhanced the graphics, enhanced the look of the game, and perhaps, and if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm not doing anything. I'm just exploring, looking around, seeing if I can find some Easter eggs or something like that. But yeah, take Marrow, maybe enhance the model of Marrow, because you remember Saints Row the 3rd when they did a remastered. Bane's face looked different when he didn't have the mask on. Some of the vehicles were altered. I don't believe the controls were changed, but the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, they changed the controls to make them better. I think you would need to do that. Because Saints Row 2, if there's a knock on it, I don't think the controls were that good in that game. I don't think they weren't horrible, but they could definitely use a boost in the controls, and I think they would need to change that. I'm not saying make it like this. Maybe make it like this. These controls aren't horrible. It's just that the fighting is glitchy. As you can see, we're in a world where, we've crossed the borderline. So now they're going to send us back. But yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Did I lose my vehicle too? That ain't fair. Well, I got these other really cool vehicles to choose from. I should probably take this and keep it for myself, put it in my garage, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. But anyway, yes, Saints Row 2, and not only I'm suggesting that, I think they're going to do it. I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna remaster it. Now, I don't know everything about this, but I think another reason why that's their absolute best option is because if you do a definitive edition or remaster, you already have the base of the game built already. You're just basically enhancing it. It would be a quick fix because you could release that within a year or two and already have most of the game already built. You're just basically taking a game and editing it, right? I think that's what they do when they remaster or definitively edition games. And I think that is the obvious thing to do. I'm think they'd be crazy to not do that. That would do really, really well in numbers. A Saints Row 2 remastered or definitive edition would do excellent in numbers, and they would be absolutely crazy not to. Now, I remember hearing a rumor about them losing the source code and not being able to do it, but then I heard that they actually do have it. I don't know what's true and what isn't. I'm not going to get into that, but I think they do have it. If they don't have it, then a rebuild, which would take a few years, of course, and that would be their absolute best option. To follow up with this or to do anything with this would be would probably be one of their worst options. That don't do that. Learn from what you've already done. Learn what works. Go with that. I do actually believe there is going to be, and I think you need to go with Saints Row 2 rather than 1. And dare I say this, maybe both of them together, perhaps, or maybe work on both of them. Like they did Mafia, Mafia 1, 2, 3. All of them came out with a definitive edition, and you've already done remastered 3. So just do a 1 and 2. Work on both of those, remaster both of those, release those. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I think they would be crazy not to do it. I believe they are going to do it. What's your opinion? And of course, I'm not close to any developers or anything like that. Nobody's telling me anything, of course. I don't know anything. This is all out of theory, but if you look at the way gaming is, most of these open world, I'm not going to say most, a lot of these open world titles are remastering and doing definitive editions. Drake's Charters and the GTA trilogy. They're constantly making GTA 5 on all the newest consoles. Everybody seems to be doing that. You would lose a lot of money and a lot of potential if you just left that on the table and just decided not to mess with it. I think that would be crazy. You have to do it. If you're a real business developer and you know exactly what you're doing and you know what's best for business, you would definitely do that, remastered Saints Row 1 and 2. And like I said, I'm going to say it again, I absolutely believe they're actually going to do that. They're probably already looking at it and already working on it. It would be a while before we hear about it, but I think they're going to do it because you can't just let this version of the game just fold your business. And I'm not saying this game is going to put them out of business because it's not going to. They still got their numbers, but as far as going into the future, what you can do, come on, man. There's not a better option than doing the remastered Saints Row 1 and 2. And I'm going on record telling you, I believe they are going to do that. On a scale 1 to 10, how sure am I that I'm going to do it? That they're going to do it? A 10 being, I guarantee you they're going to do it. A 0 meaning there's no chance that they'll do it. Right now, I'm at like a 4. I think it's a 4. It's not even 5 yet. 5, meaning I'm pretty sure, but I just don't know. 4 being just slightly under that. I'm at 4 now. I'm close to saying 5 or 6. I want to say 6. I want to say I'm more than 50% there, but I'm not quite to that extent yet because, with the fact that they've done Saints Row, it kind of baffled me that they did a Saints Row the Third remastered. But like I said, from what I'm hearing, the reason is because of an issue with the source code from Saints Row 2. I don't know about Saints Row 1, but I heard there was an issue with the source code from Saints Row 2, and that's why they didn't do it. That's what I heard. I'm not here to tell you what's true and what isn't because I'm not in a position to give you anything like that because I don't know. Again, that's this video. I do believe that it's likely. I'm not ready to say highly likely, but it's likely that they're at least looking into a Saints Row 1 and 2, or maybe just one of them remastered.